AI sucks.
So it says here the greatest betrayal in animation industry. In the animation industry. All right, let's see what they mean by this. Design new skins for League. Ooh, that looks cool. I kind of want to look at that. But this is from the Roundtable. They have 1.3 million subscribers. We're gonna see what this is about. It says the greatest betrayal in the animation industry. So let's see what it's about.
AI sucks and has no place in the animation industry.
But now that I think about it a little more clearly,
We got a new addition to the list of top 10 anime betrayals, and it's a doozy. Amazon Studios has revealed 3 cartoons that are greenlit through its Generative AI Creators Fund, which is an initiative aimed at giving creators access to professional-grade AI tools and funding for cinematic entertainment. Now, you may be wondering, who the hell would sign up for this? Putting your name on a generative AI project in the animation industry sounds like something that would end your career. At least socially,
No,
but unfortunately...
unfortunately, it's going to prepare your career. Because remember, if they're not going to hire you doing traditionally or even digitally, they're definitely going to hire you doing AI-wise. So, you know, because remember, these animation companies are trying to save as much money as possible because animation is expensive. They don't care for like the up and coming animator who's like spunky and ready to go and wants to make some type of like art or whatever. They're looking to say, how can we make this IP as profitable as possible without us even giving even close to a quarter million or even 100 million into stuff like that. So it's all about profit. When these companies don't care how much you love animation or your love for the arts, they care about making a profit, right? That's all they care about. Especially these stream services, they want to care about how much they can please their shareholders and all that stuff. So, and the shareholders is what really matters the most to them than anything. That's the way, and their subscriber base. That's the only thing that's going to keep them afloat. So, if you're an animator, especially if you're very like famous or you're very well known and you have already installed fan base and stuff, and you are willing to open your doors to the idea of like doing animation along like AI, you just make yourself more profitable in a sense with them because you already have a fan base. You already have a installed audience. So alongside you using AI and you use the AI, especially if it's a specific AI model, that is a big idea for them to give you money, a lot of money, because you already have what they need. You have the audience, you have the name, and then you're using our product. That makes us money, and then it's gonna make other new kids who are new to animation or not gonna be doing animation in a couple years because they're just babies now. This is gonna be the new norm for them, right? So, and then if you're the person who starts that pilgrimage of like using a certain AI model, whether it be like Sundance or something like, or Sea Dance or what it's called, once you normalize that enough, which it's going to normalize most cases faster than you think because a lot of people are not talented, or a lot of people don't have the time, or a lot of people just don't want to put in the effort. If they can just write a sentence, that's good enough for them. And a lot of people who like your uncle, your aunts, your cousins, your brothers, your sisters, the dog, they'll put in whatever little, I wouldn't call it creativity, their accompliceness to whatever model they're using to say, hey, look what I made, right? They're gonna try to take the overall credence of like they made something when they just wrote a sentence. So it is what it is. That's the new normal that's going to happen whether you like it or not. It sucks, and it's going to get to a point where a lot of artists is going to come to a conclusion, or I don't say artists, I'll say like animators. So artists don't really need to use AI to do it. But if you're an animator, it's going to be a more efficient tool for you, right? I think even Neon said this from Clownfish. It's a very fancy schmancy fun tool to use, but it's not a tool enough to get rid of you yet, right? But yet. That's the key word, yet. But right now, those who are adopting the technology earlier than anyone who are reluctant to will be the ones who are going to be unfortunately left behind in this so-called race of entertainment and staying relevant. Sadly enough, I know it sucks. I'm not advocating for it. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's cool. I'm not saying that it should or shouldn't be around. But to pretend like it doesn't exist or shouldn't exist, which it shouldn't, but it does exist. This is the reality we're in. They're not going to light up on it, no matter how much you hate it. They're not going to hire you, especially if you say you already hate it, or in case may be, they're going to hire the person who's willing to take it. So, especially if you're in the animation space. And quite frank, this might make it easier on most animators who don't need to do certain things like certain in-betweens or allow grunt work and stuff. It might make their job easier, but then again, it will make probably the whole job soulless at the same time. Especially it makes the barrier to entry much easier for virtually everyone and anyone. Right? But if you're talented enough and you're really witty with it to the point where you can see it as a tool that can become a potential something for you, you can probably be more ahead to the curve than anyone else, especially if you know how to use the model right. So, if anything, those who are willing to learn the technology and already know how animation works can use it to their advantage to get even more of a leg up on the competition. So that's literally what this is. Again, I'm going to repeat this shit again because there's going to be someone who's going to watch this and hear what I'm saying and think I'm being a form of a sympathetic AI, something. No, I'm just saying what's going to happen in the future, that a lot of kids who are going to be born more further in the future from 2016, the kids who are being born now, in 5 to 10 years, they're going to be using your AI models to say they drew something. That's just going to be the death of everything from like even digital work, probably in 3D work and traditional work, especially traditional work. So like, what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? So That's just the niche of it. It sucks, but you know.
It's getting bleak, as the creator of El Tigre, Jorge Gutierrez, is one of the creators benefiting from this fund, and after reading into it, it's just not a good look, especially because Jorge has been someone who has condemned the use of AI in animation for years. Everyone came out of the woodwork to dig up his anti-AI tweets. It's like a gold rush. So let's read this article so we have an exact understanding of what they're getting into. 3 animated series have received orders by Prime Video via the Generative AI Creators Fund, a new joint initiative of Amazon Web Services and Amazon MGM Studios. Of course, all these mega corporations love shoving AI down our throats, and infiltrating the animation industry has been a wet dream for them. The projects are Cupcake and Friends from BuzzFeed Studios, Love Diana Music Hunters from creator Albie Hetch. Love Diana Music Hunters, huh?
Wait a minute. Oh my god, no. Are you serious? Dude, are we really playing this game right now? Are we really doing this right now? That's insane.
I wonder where that naming scheme came from. It all just feels so desperate. God. A former Nickelodeon executive who is now chief content creator at Pocket.watch. Former Nickelodeon executive getting into the AI bag. How does this not just like hurt your brain and crush your soul all at the same time? And Punky Duck from creator Jorge R. Gutierrez. All 3 series will stream on Prime Video down the line. The greenlights for the fund were revealed Wednesday, the first day of the AI on the Lot conference in Los Angeles. The Creators Fund is designed to provide top-shelf AI tools and funding to creators from a range of styles and backgrounds. The tech backbone of the fund is Project Nara, which described as Amazon's
This music. I feel like I'm playing Ape Escape. I'm sorry, I had to say this. When I hear this, I feel like I'm playing Ape Escape. Yeah, they're really doing this. Like, I feel like I'm playing Ape Escape. Shout out to those who are Ape Escape fans. If you know what I'm talking about, you are cool. You're as old as I am, probably. But Jesus Christ, Ape Escape was the shit. It had some good-ass music, I tell you.
purpose-built AI production platform for cinematic storytelling. Yeah, no, AI slop and cinematics never gonna go hand in hand, buddy. Now, this already sounds bad, but then you hear what Jorge said at AI on the Lot, and any benefit of the doubt starts to go out the window. With probably one of the most bizarre analogies I've heard in a second, which is that animating with AI was like having sex, and then they hand you the baby.
What? What? Hey, yo, what the fuck? What? What? Bro, what? Is that monkey in the ball game? Oh, you're talking about, oh, no, you're talking about Super Monkey Ball, I think. No. It's called Ape Escape. Type in Ape Escape. It's a game about it's about a dude who kind of goes back in time with his friend who got manipulated by like a bad guy or something, if I remember right. And he has to go capture all the monkeys because like one of the monkeys end up being super smart, like kind of like same thing of like the Planet of the Apes, and he takes over like the zoo, and he kind of gets all the other monkeys to do what because he puts like mind control hats on them. They kind of like they go in different colors like yellow, blue, red, or something like that. And then in the game, you get sent back in time. You have to get back home, and you have to capture all the monkeys with your net. If you type in Ape Escape, you know what I'm talking about. And you play as the character named Spike. He has red hair, and his best friend has blue hair. We got the other one, and I think he has a love interest. I don't remember. But the professor who has like a round head, white nose, like a typical professor looking like something from Pokemon. Aids him to get back home. So like it's a cute PlayStation 1 game. I think there's other iterations over the time, like PlayStation 3. I don't know if there's a PlayStation 4 or 5 game. I doubt it, but like it was one of those fun games to play. If you ever play the game or get the chance to play it, please play Ape Escape 1. Especially if you have an emulator, please play it. It is worth it. It is a fun game. It makes me back in the days of like Crash Bandicoot and all that stuff. It was a fun game to play.
Brother, what? Now we know what he means. It's just a weird thing to say. The kind of statement that feels like it's meant to pander to tech bros who thinks adult animation is only raunchy shit. You get to do the fun part, and then you skip the excruciating labor. Pregnancies last 9 months. It takes about 9 months to a year to finish an episode of animation. I get what he's saying. It's just confusing.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not an animator, so I didn't really pick up on that. Even if I was an animator, I don't think I was able to pick up on it at all. That was just a weird take to say. I don't know. That's just extremely weird.
Given that, again, he's been against AI for so long, and he's basically saying, oh, well, you know, you don't have to worry about any of the hard work, which feels like a typical AI bro talking point. Oh, I don't have time to learn to draw. Oh, animation's so time-consuming. And it's like, yeah, dude, it takes a long time to hone any craft. Whether that's art, whether that's music, whether that's a sport, there are no shortcuts. And actually putting in the time to make something usually yields in a better product. I also don't understand why we're equating women's bodies to the AI machine. That's pretty weird. Not to mention, generative AI is trained on other people's work, so I strongly feel like any director or showrunner implementing it in their work in any way is truly doing a disservice to their own vision. I feel like it makes it inauthentic. But if you're an animation fan, you're more than likely opposed to AI. You know it's bad news, and you know that it's a bubble that's already bursting. So why is bro doing this? Money!
Money! Yes! Money!
It's a bag! And
money! Just money is right. Like, you're right, the money.
But how old you are and how much you have to spend your own money, then it's no secret that the economy sucks right now. So combine that with working in the animation industry, where it feels like barely anyone has been able to have consistent work for the last few years, and those animation jobs are based in Los Angeles, you can see how the money starts to talk real funny. And when AI's involved, an unfathomable amount of money is usually poured into it, partially to entice creatives who know that getting involved with this won't be the greatest look for them. But Jorge actually reached out to Cartoon Brew to provide a statement, which is, it's a big experiment for me, and I will be as cautious as possible with AI. Artist driving tech and not the other way around is my goal. I've been developing things at most legacy studios for years, and Punky Duck, to my complete surprise, went to greenlight in 2 2 months from my first pitch, cautiously optimistic of what we can accomplish with the support of Amazon MGM Studios. Taking a chance on an original feels like a miracle these days. I think the most telling thing here is that they were willing to pick this up after 2 months of development, which again, kind of makes this all loop back around to money and stability, because this obviously implies he's at projects in development at other studios for far longer than 2 months that probably didn't go anywhere and left him without a source of income. I'm glad he has the optimism that this could put power back in the hands of the artist, but it's just...
Yes, like I said, as much as I hate it too, don't get me wrong, I do hate it too. I'm going to repeat this again, because if I decide to post this, some moron or some asshat is going to hear this and say, look, he's trying to be a sympathetic to the AI bro. No, you fucking cretin. All I'm saying is that the people who choose to adopt this now will benefit in the long run. Unfortunately, it's just that saying no to it, I understand the moral ethics of it, but what you need to understand is if you want animation to still kind of thrive, which is not going well in a more traditional or even digital traditional sense, it's not working. So right now, even though that bubble is popping or has popped, they're still going to push it because most of these companies like Warner, Disney, and all of them do not want to pay $100,000 for a fan fiction like show because you guys gotta get your Tumblr-esque show out, and then because it doesn't resonate with the audience, and most of these companies need to make some form of revenue from it, because if you're not selling a toy, which kids don't with toys no more, or some type of app or something that costs them money, they're not going to invest in it, right? This is what happened to back in 2000, I think it was 9 or 2010 or 2008, between 2008 and 2010. This is what happened to Symbiotic Titan. The reason why that show got canceled, as an example, is because it didn't sell any toys. I think they something about a toy license, and then I guess they got the toy license, or something like that, and because they didn't or didn't get the toy license, it was not selling in numbers based on the toy alone. So therefore, they had to cancel the show. They needed something to make money. Why do you think most animators, when they get to a certain level of like either prestige or at least their show is doing pretty well, what's the first thing that they do right after the show is doing well? They try to sell you merch around the show. Digital Circus did this. They try to sell you merch around the show, shirts, pins, plushies. You know what I'm saying? They need a source of income to keep the thing going. Ad revenue is not enough for people to live off of because it is what it is. But the point is that they need a source of income that is stable. So sadly, as much as I hate it too, if you want to get that so-called show or want to work with Disney or Warner or what the case may be, with a cushion under your bottom, you need to play by their rules, and sadly their rules fall upon working with AI models. Sadly enough, I'm going to stress this, and I'm going to stress this again. That is, hey, what's up, Rye? That is literally the crits of it right now. The only way this is going to be fixed is if everyone just stop using AI, which they won't do, because a bunch of normal people who are just normies who don't want to put in the time to learn anything is going to touch it and use it because they have done it already through your phone, they have done it through your messaging systems, like whether it's on Messenger or whatever app that you use has some form of AI that's being used, right? Hey, what's up, bud? So like that's what I'm saying. So again, this has nothing to do with being sympathetic to the AI thing. It's just being reality setting in. Now, I don't know how long these companies are actually going to keep pushing this AI thing I'm pretty sure till the wheels literally singe off or like grind into the literal cement of this metaphorical saying. But I don't think this is going away anytime soon. I don't see this thing going away probably never, because it's like the AI thing is like the second wave of the internet. It's like the internet kind of. It took by storm pretty fast, and it's not going away because it lets people who claim that they're not talented enough to do it, which they use as excuse, which that is not true, because people who don't have arms, legs, or a KCB can make great work in art with hard work and dedication. But sadly, a lot of people don't have that mindset, or not forced now to take that mindset, so they're not going to do it. They're going to see the easy way out and take the credit of something that they didn't have to do or make at all. That's just the lack of it. That's why a lot of girls or boys and girls who don't want to cook will say, make your own food, or buy we call it like eat out, or order in. That's why that chick from yesterday said, oh, if you're struggling, go to the buffet and steal the food or something like that and leave with the food. How about not do that and make your own damn food? But because she can't cook, therefore she's going to say go and buy food from someone else. You know how insane this is?
Confusing on how he intends to do that and how he intends to create jobs when the tool that he's using is intended to replace artists in the first place. But man, this is a bummer. This is definitely one of those whole house math situations where fans and artists alike are pissed and really giving a piece of their mind. Like Dana Terrace, whose Blue Sky post I feel is worth sharing. Actually, creative breakthroughs happen when people don't have to drink brown water from data center waste. This is not cool or accessible. This is disingenuous and disappointing. Animation discourse and fan manufactured competitiveness between shows can be a bummer. There's strange effects of a social media and attention-driven economy, but at least it revolves around human-made art. Small blessings. The homie Matt Brawley chimed in, if you need to partner with AI to get a green light on your project, it ain't worth it. I know it's super frustrating out there right now, but nothing makes replacing your peers with automated garbo justified. Nothing. We gotta hold.
It's easy to say that if you're pretty well off and you can like last without doing that, but if most people's their only income was doing animation, you're not gonna heal all that. Again, not everyone's situation is the same. That's just the sad part about this. So even if you think that's morally wrong, they're not going to bother to care to hear you. Like, put it this way: if your only income was the animation, and now because animation is like so dried up to the point that you can't make at least $100 or at least pay your rent, you're gonna get desperate and use the AI as almost instantly as possible. It's just, I know it sucks. I don't have that problem because I don't rely only on what I do to make money. I have a job outside of this, so thank God for that, and I do other things outside of that job too. I have other sources of income. other than just this. Thank God, because I have loving parents who helped me out and then helped me get to where I'm at. I love my parents, and I especially thank my mom and my father for being awesome. Even though at times I can drive them up the wall, or at least give them a hard time, but I'm saying I'm lucky enough and blessed enough to have good parents. So I can understand on both ends of the spectrum why someone can say, you shouldn't do this. I can see why people will say, you shouldn't do this because you probably have other source of income that's doing well for you. So you can say, don't do it. But people whose only income was probably just that, and they live on their own, and they don't have like a positive support system. Maybe they're not close to their family, or their family's a piece of shit, or like their family's dead, or they just don't speak for whatever reason. They're on their own, right? And they have to figure it out, or they're gonna be homeless. So they have to choose to be homeless and have their somewhat integrity for people who are not going to remember them or care, or do the thing that's going to get a little hate, but it's going to overall make you not be on the street and have to like do insane things just to survive. So, a lot of people are going to go down that route. Like, again, I said, I'm going to say this again, because when I edit this, some fucking monkey idiot is going to hear this and say, I'm somehow justifying using AI. No, I'm saying there's people who are just not in the same positions of others, and they're going to use it, whether you like it or not, to make a buck. Monkey, you say, yes. I have to say it because these people do not listen. Like monkeys. They do not listen. So, how does it go? It's like Frieza. Hello, monkeys. Hello, monkey. That's just funny. All right, so yeah. So the point is, can this monkey use jujitsu? Right. Hey, yo. But the point is, I'm not justifying using AI, especially if you're talented enough to do it. You shouldn't be using it. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you don't have any source of income and you need to pay your rent and you don't have any real support system, and getting a job is hard, and I know because when I got my new job, it was so fucking hard to get it, but I got it. So like, I can understand why someone who's like in their 20s or even in their 30s, or probably much older, who's in their 40s, who lost their job trying to get it, it is horrendous. I can understand. I get it. That's why I don't make fun of people who says, oh, either they're laid off or they can't find a job right now. I understand, right? I am very sympathetic to people who's working their ass off trying to survive and help their families. So I'm not going to make fun of you if you decide to use it, right? Especially if you have no source of income or you have no other ways of doing things. I'm not going to be too mad at you for it. It sucks, and I'm not going to see you probably less as if you're a person who's already talented, you should use your talents. But if it's something to make a quick buck just to save your family or yourself, I can understand, right? It is what it is. These companies are not going to sell. Neon said these companies are not going to fund your fan fiction, Tumblr, mental illness nonsense. They're not. It's all gone. It's done. Netflix ain't doing it like that. Disney's ain't doing it like that. They're not doing it. They're not going to take your fan fiction, but they're not doing it. Either it's going to be a home run or it's AI, either one. And I say home run, something that's already installed, like a Scooby-Doo or something, without the hatred. Yes, I'm looking at you, Velma. Without the hatred, actually like a good eye premise. I think there's a Scooby-Doo anime that's coming out soon, where I think it's animated in an anime style with Scooby and Shaggy and 2 new characters or something like that. I think it's called Scooby-Doo Yokai or some crap, or something like that, where I think it has to do with mystical monsters instead of like, bad guys in masks. Okay, I'm not crazy. So, yeah, you guys heard it? Okay, I'm not crazy, so let's go.
Down the line on this one, or we're fucked. Big names like this endorsing AI is a crack in the dam. A few more could bring down the wall, and we need to take it seriously, in my opinion. Jorge also broke his silence on Twitter with a tweet that, I don't think is really landing all that well. If only because it feels like he's downplaying emotions, whilst addressing the seemingly few bad faith actors, which, whether intentionally or not, dismisses the large majority of voices who are just expressing their concerns and rightful disappointment, making it seem as if this is all a big overreaction. I understand a lot of you are happy for me, and a lot of you are really angry at me for experimenting with AI at Amazon. I'm going to leave the comments open so you can get it all out and hopefully feel better. Any death threats will be reported. Anyone threatening Sandra and my son Luca, I will report those too. Come at me all you want and need. Just leave my family.
No way. No way!
Hello. Now, it goes without saying, death threats aren't cool. Involving anyone in Jorge's family that isn't Jorge isn't cool, and we should be able to talk about this in a respectful manner. Now, I know respectful internet discourse doesn't necessarily go hand in hand, especially because when moments like these happen, it's part of the course to express your disapproval with memes, using comedy to truck through the pain. And I'll be honest, all the major tweets I've seen have just been expressing disappointment. In addition to all of this, the creator of BuzzFeed's Good Advice Cupcake has condemned Amazon's AI project, declining to work on it because of AI's involvement. And BuzzFeed just gave us a pretty bullshit statement, which is, we would have loved for Lauren to be involved as one of the people who worked to bring Cuppy to life while employed full-time at BuzzFeed. We shared with her that human creativity would remain at the core of this project, with writing, storytelling, animation being developed by humans, and AI used as a creation tool to help facilitate that. We explained that this was similar to Walt Disney embracing Xerox technology to make in-betweening easier. Xerox technology is trained on the work of other artists, and that our partners at Amazon share our ethos, with a commitment to ensuring human creativity remains at the center of everything they make. However, she made it clear that she was categorically opposed to the use of AI in all of its forms, and we respected that she did not want to be involved as a result. That is absolutely her right, but her personal opposition to AI cannot determine how BuzzFeed develops IP that it owns, or deny the many other talented creators involved in this project the opportunity to do their work. So pretty much they're saying, yeah, we get that AI is concerning. We know this creator who brought this character and series to life strongly opposes the mere existence of a new series if it involves AI, but legally we own it, so she can get fucked. Bleak! Anyways.
Yeah, I get it, y'all, but once they say yeah, I get it, but y'all gotta let this AI hate go. Yeah, it's here to stay. It's not going away. I already explained this. Like, it's not going away. And even if, like, say the AI bubble pops, what's gonna happen is, even if the AI bubble pops, they may not push the AI thing as much, but they're gonna keep it around. They're gonna find any reason to keep it, because if the reason why they keep it is to keep the cost as small as possible. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you.
None of these projects fit the kind of animated show that tends to take off on Amazon Prime Video anyway, so have fun making something no one will watch, and I'm so glad you got to sell out doing it. Screw AI. It's National Cheeseburger Day. I'm gonna go get some grub.
National Cheeseburger Day? Oh man, I should have hit up Bean. Fuck! I knew I should have talked to Bean today. I was mad hungry. I was gonna actually want to go out and get some. Damn! If I knew that. Damn! I guess not. Cause wait, when was this posted? Hold on, when was this posted? Yeah, this was posted 3 hours ago. This was today. Damn it! God! Should have asked Bean if she wanted to get some food. Fuck. Damn it. She might do it tomorrow. I don't know. One of your favorite artists. Okay, wait. First thing, like, subscribe, share, comment. I hope you guys enjoy this. All that great stuff. I hope you guys enjoy this. I might edit this video. Not sure yet. I'm not gonna edit every video and post it, but I'm gonna post the ones I feel more important to my channel or the things I'm more passionate about. So I'm not gonna post every video I do. So within the sections I do these live streams. So with that said, like, subscribe, share, follow, subscribe, share, follow, and comment. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.